and I'm going to be using a Ditra XL, and on top of the Ditra XL I'm going to be installing 18 inch by 18 inch porcelain tile, and that's the tile on the windowsill stacked because they want it done a certain way, and that was a Ditra XL, very deep waffles. Now you want to make sure that everything's tight, the plywood's tight, and there's nothing's loose. And then the way I usually do it is I pre-cut everything so I can just roll it right into the roll back, and then just roll it right into the thinset. And we're going to be using modified thinset here, because when you put thinset on plywood you need to use modified. And then you pre-dampen the floor so that the thinset, the moisture is not sucked out of the thinset by the plywood. And then you use the back side of the trowel to key the thinset into the plywood. Then you flip your trowel around and you use the notch side of the trowel, so you create the ridges for the detra to lay in. And once you've done that, you can roll the detra back down and smooth it off into the thinset. And I usually use a wooden trowel, and I push it in and make sure I get a good it's well embedded into the thinset. And then you just continue on, and that's it. Then the trowel that I use, it's actually one made for Ditra, and it doesn't matter whether it's XL or it's the regular Ditra, you use the same trowel, and the method is the same. So once you've got, you just keep on going, and spread your thinset and bed the detra into the thinset until it's all down. And if you use the right size trowel, it'll be nice and smooth, and you won't have any humps or lumps of thinset underneath. You just want to make sure you use the right size. If you use a trowel that's too big, it can cause problems. So you want to make sure you use the right size. And then I'm starting with a full tile at the oak, so that's where I'll put my straight edge, and the two sides are going to be about the same on both ends, and then it's going to be about a 10-inch piece on the other end, but they wanted a full tile over here. And then the way you do this too is you use an unmodified thinset on top of the detra, and you use the flat side of the trowel to make sure all the waffles are full. And these are 18 by 18 inch tiles, so I'm using a 1/2 inch square notch trowel, and you comb the lines all in the same direction, and then you back butter the tile with the flat side of the trowel to make sure that you get really good coverage when you put the tile into the thinset. And you don't just lay it in, you put it in, you wiggle the tile a little bit so that it gets really embedded into the thinset. And then you continue on with the back side of the trowel, and then the square notch side of the trowel. Now these tiles are all numbered, and they have an arrow on them. I did this because when I got here they had it all laid out, and they wanted it to go back in the exact same way that they had it. So I had to number them all, pick them up, stack them up, and then with the numbers I knew exactly where to put them back. So because they wanted the pattern in the tile to flow in a certain way. So anyway, you just keep on going. Back side of the trowel to fill the waffles, notch side of the trowel to create your ridges, and then back butter each tile and push it into the thinset. And I use spacers. Some guys don't like to use spacers. Just use whatever works for you. And then I'm using Boost in the grout. This is going to make the grout very stain resistant. These grout lines are about 3/16 of an inch wide, so I'm going to be using sanded grout. When you mix this grout, you want to make sure that you don't mix it too thin and you don't mix it too thick. So here's the grout here, and as you can see, it's kind of like a don't know, peanut butter mix thickness. It's not too thick and it's not too thin. And when you mix with the boost here, you want to mix it, then you want to let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then you want to spread it out, and then as you go along, then you get a sponge and water, as little water as possible, and wash it off. And along anywhere that the tile is going to abut a hard surface, you want to use caulk, a flexible joint where it meets something hard. On the walls, you don't fill the edges of the tile that meet the wall, because you want to leave some space there for movement, expansion and contraction. So anyway, that's the whole floor. And as I said, they wanted this to go down a certain way, and that's what they got. They wanted the grain in this tile to flow in a certain way. So basically, that's the whole floor. Okay, so just as a quick recap, you cement the detra to the plywood with a good quality modified thinset. You cement the tile to the detra with an unmodified thinset, good quality unmodified thinset. I usually use detra set. Make sure you back butter the backs of the tiles with the flat side of the trowel, and use the appropriate notch size for the tile. Larger tiles require a larger notch, small tiles need a smaller notch, and that's basically it.